What is going on, guys? Welcome back to this Vampyr playthrough. However you say it, one of the other ways. Yeah, we're back. Chapter 2, A Rat in the Hospital. I think that's the name of this chapter. We're still talking to these patients, trying to get to know them.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital. And who are you?
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
I beg your pardon?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
She kind of looks like a vampire. She's got the paleness.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I feel within this hollow shell of flesh.
Please, describe to me how you feel. What is it like to be a vampire?
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Coming from a real vampire of Dr. Reed, he's like, that's not even the true symptoms.
I see. Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul, or in your case, a vampire.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty mortal. You can't even begin to understand the concept of immortality. And you think it is I who am delusional.
We got a hint.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit, fog, or bat.
Who are these enemies you mentioned? Can you describe them?
I cannot say for sure. But I sense their eyes on me from nearby. I feel them watching me every time I visit the garden near the morgue.
The staff here are not your enemy. They're here to help you, to care for you.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white. I'm speaking of the men and women who hunt me. For I am a vampire!
I see. Don't worry. These people will not find you here. I'll personally make sure they leave you alone.
Thank you, mortal. But do not interfere with them, for you are no match for those that hunt me.
If she only knew.
Do you require my services, Miss Howcroft?
I have no need for your medicine, Dr. Reed. Blood is the only drug I need.
Let's see. She would give me 1250. Could I? Oh, my meter is almost done.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
He's probably thinking to himself, another loony.
I cannot enter.
Where was I last time? Like, there was another patient around here. Like, first I met a doctor when I left the video off. I think it was around here. Yeah, I talked to this guy, right?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I believe we're going to be colleagues.
Oh, no,
Reed,
man.
yes, I've been informed about your arrival. I'm Waverly Ackroyd. Welcome aboard, I suppose.
I talked to a different
Does my
doctor.
arrival inconvenience you in some way, Dr. Ackroyd?
Let us just say that I don't particularly share Dr. Swansea's enthusiasm for hiring you. What we need here are reliable professionals, not overrated dabblers.
If you have a problem with me, Dr. Ackroyd, please feel free to tell me.
Dr. Swansea has imposed your presence on this hospital without asking anyone's advice. The benefit of his position. But I don't agree with it.
I know we've never met before, but I believe this hospital could use all the help it can get. You will agree with that, I'm sure.
Oh, but I have heard about you, Dr. Reed. Of course, you can't say the same about me. since I have not wasted my time courting the press.
Okay, this guy.
There is no need for such animosity between us. Don't you think the epidemic is already enough to deal with?
That is one point we could agree on. And that is precisely why I want to be sure that you will be of help to this hospital instead of a burden.
Since your tenure in this hospital is longer than mine, perhaps you can tell me more about this place.
Let's just say I'm tired of the carelessness around me. I have always respected the skills of Dr. Swansea, but over time his enthusiasm has become displaced.
Carelessness? Exactly what are you talking about?
We're here to save lives. The people who trust us are not volunteering for experimentation. They're here to be healed.
I don't intend to run any radical experiments, Doctor. Even if I, as any good practitioner should, express an interest in pushing the boundaries of medical research.
Modern medical methods were created through audacity and ego. But there are rules in our line of work, and they're here to protect our patients.
I mean, they needed to make up new methods back in those days. Like this was like the 1800s, right? So medicine evolved.
Tell me, Waverly, what do you think of Dr. Strickland's enthusiasm for his experimental research?
Strickland is playing with his patients' lives for pride and glory. Now that, sir, is unethical.
Are you thinking about something in particular?
Harvey Fiddick needs delicate surgery. I believe we should stick to the usual procedure, but my young colleague obviously disagrees.
And are you not afraid that your rivalry with Strickland may be blinding you?
Rivalry? I guess you could call it that. But I will never be childish enough to let my personal feelings affect my judgment.
Why do you wish to lead this surgery?
I strongly believe that Mr. Fiddick should not be butchered to test an unproven procedure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What should we do? I'll trust your judgment. It's a conservative. I mean, if it's gonna help him though, right?
Other people may say that's too conservative a point of view.
Conservative? And what are you going to say to Mr. Fiddick if he loses his arm because of the operation? Because that's what's going to happen if the surgery is a failure.
And I remember that guy was a
Do you need my assistance?
was a
Not at
carpenter.
all. I'm sure that you are used to gaining people's trust with your impressive skills. Well, it will not be the case with me.
All right, let's check on somebody else. Wait a minute. And I like how we can use our powers to kind of like pull more information out from them.
I don't know what you've heard about me, but I have already proved my value as a practitioner.
I don't question your skills, Dr. Reed, but your motive. Is it money, fame, or are you truly dedicated?
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
I served in the war just like you. But unlike you, I did not use the wounded to play the modern sorcerer.
Be careful what you insinuate, Dr. Ackroyd.
I only want you to admit you used those men to improve your theories.
What? He saved a lot of lives.
This is ridiculous. My blood transfusion technique saved many lives, and you know it.
You see? That is exactly what I hate about people like you. You avoid this kind of accusation instead of facing reality.
It seems you have bad memories of your military service.
I refuse to see this industrial slaughter as scientific progress. War only reveals the worst in men.
We can at least agree on something, Dr. Ackroyd.
About the war comment? Yeah. I think that's it on him.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
So this guy doesn't like us at all. That's fine. Another unknown.
Dr. Reed, may I help you?
What can you tell me about the epidemic, Nurse Crane? I've been out of touch since I've come back to England.
Everyday folk don't know how bad it is. The papers certainly won't tell them. Not as long as the war is raging on, anyway.
News on the front stated that the Spanish flu was under control, at least in Britain.
It seemed to be for a while, but that was only last summer. It returned with a vengeance just over a month ago.
What can you tell me about our patients here at Pembroke?
This hospital was founded to help the East End poor and needy. But since the war and the quarantine, we've had all manner of folk.
Can you be more specific?
Well, veterans, the elderly, dock workers. We even have a few mental patients. If there's space, we take them.
I think that's it, right?
For how long have you been working here, Nurse Crane?
I first volunteered at the Pembroke in 1911, a few months after Dr. Swansea was appointed.
And before you arrived here?
If you must know, this was my first job.
Oh, so it's the 1900s, not 1800s, my bad. How do they not think that I'm a vampire? I mean, how do they not suspect Dr. Crane? Or Dr. Jonathan Reed? Because look at his eyes. He looks like a vampire.
Well, Dr. Swansea certainly has confidence in your abilities. Are you in charge of the nursing staff?
Not in an official capacity, but the Pembroke doesn't always work above board, so to speak.
Oh, okay, so she is in charge.
I'll see you later, Nurse Crane.
Who's this other poor soul? Watch out, Dorothy. Wait, that's that doctor. This is Dr. Theodore. I think this is the guy. We had some more information about him last time. I just didn't follow up.
Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Tell me about your injury, Harvey. Why do you feel so guilty about it?
My wife died because of me. And now I may lose everything because I've been careless enough to hurt myself. What an arsehole.
New hint available.
You can't hold yourself responsible for your injury, Mr. Fiddick. Unless you tried to hurt yourself.
Of course I didn't hurt myself. But I can't work until my arm is fixed. My children need to eat, Doctor.
How could your job be responsible for your wife's death?
I was working a double. She went out to bring me a hot meal and got caught in a German bomb raid.
Ouch. Yeah, I would say that's their fault.
Tell me more about the death of your wife, Harvey.
1915. I was in the army. Building workshops for the Royal Flying Corps. Helen was happy I wasn't sent to the front.
What happened?
The Germans sent Zeppelins to bomb the construction site, but they missed their target. My wife was bringing my dinner when the bombs fell.
I'm sorry for your loss. So many died during the bombings. I served in France and witnessed the carnage there.
I would like to say that she didn't suffer. Truth is, I have no idea. I just know that I'm all that me kids have. Poor little bleeders.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that happened in an instant. Like, she was like, the bomb fell and then she was in the next dimension.
How are your children after losing their mother?
They were smaller then. The only good thing about this is my Helen didn't bring them with her that night.
Yeah, could you imagine? I think this guy would have probably killed himself. Losing it all, like his whole family. I think that's it, right? Nothing further on this guy? Yeah.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
My sweet girl.
Alright, so I gotta talk to Edgar. Okay, I gotta go there and bring back the wallet to its owner. That's a side mission. Where is... Wait, where's that? Maybe it's not... Maybe it's these. Nope, that's not it either. Huh. It's gotta be somewhere here then. Main quest, local investigation. Yeah, right here. So what they said about this game is true. I guess it freezes on certain points. That's the downside to it. Where's this Milton guy? He's right here.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
Yeah, but I found your wallet.
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway. To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
Oh, don't worry, we're not gonna snitch. 40 shillings? This man's rich.
I'd like to see your goods.
Wise choice, Dr. Reed. A reliable gun is what everybody needs these days.
Let's see. Clay's hatchet. Wait, that's mine already, right? Do I have enough? Oh, I don't have nearly enough. But I had to ask him some other questions.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired. Tired of all this shit. Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
Maybe you're right. But we support each other. And that's all that matters.
You do realize you could both get fired. Hospital staff are not meant to have intimate relationships with one another.
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
True that. My man's just trying to get it in.
Why do you have such a mediocre reputation among your colleagues, Milton?
Fuck them. Nobody knows the horrors I've seen since working here. This city was sick long before the epidemic, Dr. Reed.
I know it's a difficult task, but correct me if I'm wrong. Is this not the job you are paid to do?
I've seen babies left to die while their brothers were properly fed. Underage girls and boys sold to all manner of perverts.
I'm sorry, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, exactly. We lack words. So excuse me if I don't look on the bright side of life.
Yeah, that's a pretty messed up thing right there.
Goodbye, Milton.
Alright, let's go talk to Edgar.
Another night of the
Who is, I believe he's on the second floor. There he goes. I guess I've never been in his office.
Please, Jonathan, come in. Fascinating, is it not? In the last decade, so many mysteries have been brought to light with our microscopes. The human body, biology's penultimate frontier. The more we explore its boundaries, the less we're able to trace a clear line between life and death. You, my friend, have a foot in both countries. The view must be vertiginous.
It's at least as vertiginous as chatting about vampires with you, I would say.
This must be all so new to you. This area of town, the hospital, a brand new life. How stimulating it must be.
I wish I could share your enthusiasm, Dr. Swansea, but my condition defies scientific categorization. Undead? Unalive? Immortality defies logic.
I cannot express my thrill at this serendipitous turn of events. The world's most eminent specialist in blood transfusions, a vampire. One might say a gift from heaven.
A gift? This is no gift.
I'm a dead man. I was murdered. Now I'm a murderer. Tell me how this is a gift.
Forgive me. I've been an admirer of your work for a long time, and now you are so much more than a brilliant physician. And please, call me Edgar.
There is no need to apologize, Edgar. You offered me sanctuary when I had none.
Very well. I have a task for you, Jonathan. Something that will require all your newfound skills.
Please, go on.
The Pembroke only survives through the generosity of our benefactors. Unfortunately, our main donor has found herself in a bit of a bind. Now, if you could help her out...
A spokesman or politician is what you need. That's not my calling. And until I come to understand what has happened to me, I require discretion.
Discretion is in order, Jonathan. Lady Ashbury has recently received rather indelicate correspondence that, if revealed, would jeopardize her position.
And you would like me to eradicate this threat?
By the stole, of course not. I would just like you to pay her a visit. Her ladyship is certainly near the tents outside, tending the sick. You can't miss her. Look for someone impossibly delicate.
Accepted. I'll see what kind of trouble Lady Ashbury is in.
Alright, let's find out what kind of trouble she's in. Talk to the hospital benefactor. A warning letter, Pembroke. Deepest reservations concerning Dr. If not treated adequately. So it's like this could either save him or like mess him up even more. So it's like an all or nothing type of thing. It's like a daring procedure.
Do you need something, Jonathan?
I have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
Ha!
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
That was a good show too, Penny Dreadful. On what was it, a Showtime?
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and damaged, but it will not destroy you.
Really? More like it would.
I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
Well, he was drinking rats.
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skald, technically speaking. The debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
How do Skulls come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire. From what I know, vampires tend to despise them.
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a Skull?
A Skull is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
So they're kind of, I mean, they're not as smart as vampires
Since
either.
I'm the one working for you, What should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
Oh man, they provide health insurance. That's above all. That's a good thing right there.
Where do we stand today?
Well, to be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis. The first wave of the Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
We'll see each other again soon, Edgar.
Alright, let's go talk to the lady outside, the benefactor. Anything else I can pick up here? But it's cool because as you move through the game so far, you learn about its characters. And it gives you more insight on them, so then I can like ask them further questions and get hints on them. And the main point to do is that because you build XP on these characters, and then if you do feed on them, you get a bunch of experience, supposedly. I think that's the point of it. Oh, I like how they marked it with a Y. Made it very easy for me.
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet Lady of Mercy.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
You're a the lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow me to introduce myself formally this time. My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
Apologies. You've taken me by surprise. I'm very happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more disposed to answer my questions now.
You must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained. My cover, if you prefer, has been compromised.
Okay.
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter. You could start by explaining what's amiss.
These past insufferable weeks, I've been the victim of extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
I like the music in the background. So someone is blackmailing her, trying to get money from her because they know that she's a vampire.
Please continue. Every detail is essential. I'm your man.
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
Is it true?
Now aren't you the blunt one?
Oh hey, I gotta ask. I mean, you are a vampire. I need blood too. It's only logical.
Excuse my impertinence, your ladyship. This is not an interrogation. I assure you that this line of questioning is in your best interest.
In all honesty, I'm not simply a patron to the hospital. My visits serve a dual purpose. Dr. Swansea has been treating my condition with a revolutionary technique of blood transfusion. It seems you are a specialist in the domain.
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the test. When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your condition.
I never heard that word before, obligé. I've heard of obliged. Let's ask her some more
Is our little
stuff.
mystery closer to being solved, Dr. Reed?
I think of nothing else, my lady.
My situation is delicate, and it occupies all my thoughts. The blackmail must stop. I need assurance.
So I guess she won't let me talk to her until we solve this. Wait a minute.
Another night of the glorious concern.
Wait, was that other tent?
Simpletons, these nurses. Bred with no respect. What? What is this? Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon.
She looks blind.
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern. Where's Dr. Swansea?
Oh, I can tell her, shut up. Let's just do it.
If you continue shouting, I'll have you restrained and gagged. Understood?
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what goes on here better than any other patient, I gather.
Oh, better than any patient, nurse or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been some despicable goings-on. Was there a case of blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
What?
Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on.
But we already knew that.
See you on the next round.
We knew Milton is with one of the nurses.
Miss Jones, greetings. How do we feel?
Again? Waking a poor old woman in her sleep? There isn't a poor life needs saving somewhere?
Now, I need to ask you a few simple questions.
Yeah, just to get to know you.
Well, if you really must.
Have you noticed any suspicious comings or goings?
It would be a great deal easier to make a list of things unsuspicious in this house of charlatans.
Come now, Miss Jones. Surely it's not that bad.
Have you no eyes? This hospital accepts all manner of souls, regardless of origin. The proper sick cannot heal. We're kept sickened by the refugees.
I mean, it's a hospital. They gotta take everybody in. Come on.
Everyone here is very capable. I have not seen any instances of unprofessionalism.
Thieves and murderers, the lot. People have gone missing here, you know. Poof, without a trace.
Oh, yeah?
If you could just tell me why you were admitted.
It's terrible, Doctor. What with a pain in my chest, coughing up blood, and I get awfully tired. Wouldn't be so bad if I hadn't lost my house and all.
I see.
No one comes to visit, you know. Not even my own flesh and blood.
Well, that's
I'll
kind of
come and visit you shortly. Good night, Miss Jones.
That's got to be kind of sad if your own family won't come visit you. Alright. Find nurse, Pippi Hawkins, Dorothy Crane,
The
and
patients
Gwyneth.
and staff might know something. I'll start my investigation with them.
Alright, let's start with the nurses. Where are they at anyway? It's funny, when I need to find them, they're nowhere to be found. When I don't need them, they're like in my face. Who's this? I'll go back and talk to some of these patients later, but let's do the main task at hand. Here's one of them I can see. Wait a minute. Did I pass her? He's another unknown. I think I did. Right there, not her. There we go. Pippa Hawkins.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
Is she?
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew, Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
Wait, is she saying the same thing? Okay, so... Alright.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
There's another one up here. How did I miss her? Gwyneth Brannigan. Harriet Jones. There's Gwyneth Brannigan right there. She's an older lady. I don't think she's seen anybody.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, the new surgeon here at the Pembroke.
Dr. Swansea has already told us about you, sir. I'm Nurse Gwyneth Brannigan. Welcome to the Pembroke Hospital.
Did he really? It's a good thing I wasn't hoping to keep a low profile.
All members of staff have already read about your new blood transfusion technique. Dr. Swansea made sure of that.
I see. Well, I'm a little surprised, but I suppose I'll just have to deal with this unexpected notoriety.
You must know, blood transfusions are Dr. Swansea's primary subject of research. He is convinced it is the future.
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
Oh, okay.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Find nurse Dorothy Crane. She's back in the hotel. I was gonna say the hotel. In the hospital.
Someone's poached my blanket. Will be my death.
Alright, where could she... That's Pippa Hawkins. I bet she might even be on the second floor, but anyway, let's just keep going this way. It'll get me closer to her. Where is this at though? Is this like a library? Can I pick anything up from here? Any notes? in the area. Where is she? Who's this guy?
Please, sir. I need help bad.
What's going on?
I'm Blight, sir. Newton Blight. I've lost my mate. Can't find him anywhere.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. Please, calm down and give me more details.
Oswald and myself were both infantry, sir. We were en route for the hospital, but we had a disagreement. And Oswald ran off towards the canal.
How long have you been searching for him?
I can't go there. Too many rats by the water. Fucking rats. Can't stand them since the war, sir. Can't stand them at all.
Don't be ashamed, Mr. Blight. Many soldiers who survived the trenches suffer from musophobia. I'll see what I can do for your friend.
Is that what it's called when you're afraid of rats?
Where was your friend the last time you saw him?
He went down by the canal. He didn't want to go to the hospital. I think he went to the sewers on purpose. So I couldn't go after him.
I have all the information I need for now. If I find anything out about your friend, I'll let you know as soon as I can.
Thank you, Dr. Reed.
Alright, well, we're close to finding Dorothy. She's around here. Eavesdrop. There's Newton. There's Dorothy.
You're sure you don't come back with me?
Nah, I have to see someone at the hospital.
Be careful. You look so bad they may keep you as a patient.
Fuck 'em. I don't like hospitals or doctors.
Well then, when you go back to Whitechapel, you may find this useful.
What is it?
A pass for a free medical exam by the best nurse available. Just read it.
I don't read well, but thank you, I guess.
Wait, did she leave already? I know she saw us. Okay, this is after. Retrieve the thug in the sewers. Came from, right? This is locked.
He's locked the door behind him. I need to find another way to follow him.
Hey, well, there's something here. Never mind. Why are we following this guy anyway? I mean, we know he has something going on. Oh, maybe he's the one extorting Lady Ashbury. Is that why?
This man has been savagely attacked and dragged to the floor.
I don't want to die here. I want to see the sky, feel the fresh air.
Yeah, too bad for him. He's been dragged. Whoops. How do I switch my weapons? I missed. Alright, I'm done playing with you guys. Shotgun shells. Can I go through here? Alright, dude. Oh, that was awesome. How do I reload my weapons? The Band of the Dragon of St. Paul's. Okay. Hey, there was a rat here. Alright, at least I got some blood up. Sewer beast? Whoa.
What sort of creature is this?
Okay, how did that happen?
Are you injured, sir?
Help me get out of here. I need to get out.
I'm Dr. Reed, and I'd be glad to help you, but you must calm down first. Please, take a deep breath and tell me your name.
Okay. I'm Oswald Thatcher. Please, I need to get out.
Mr. Thatcher, your friend Newton sent me to help you. Do you remember him?
Yes, I do.
Good. Now leave this place and enjoy the cool night air. It's quite invigorating. I'm sure you'll feel better if you do.
A citizen rescued. Alright, cool.
What sort of creature is this?
Come on, beast. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Back off, back off. Come on, you gotta be kidding me. Move, move. I can't gain any distance from him. Let's heal again. Move, move, move! Oh, this is close. Come on. That's what happens when I waste all my stamina and try to go all out. He's almost dead.
Here's what
got him.
Not a lot to check, but I should anyway.
He's bent all over. Look, he looks like a werewolf. And he's got thorns sticking out of him. I think he's broken. Look, his model. Should have looked like that. Look, we hit him so hard he flipped over. All right. Anyway, Nurse Crane's voucher. If you're sick, if you have no money, whoever you are, or wherever you're from, come see Dorothea to get help. No tricks, no charges, no questions asked. Just okay.
Some voucher for a free checkup in Whitechapel. What is Nurse Crane up to? I really must find her.
So this creature was attacking people, basically. This werewolf creature. Pest control. District status serious. Wow, this guy's tougher than... Alright, buddy, I'm gonna leave you alone. You're way too tough for me.
It's a leech! Kill it!
Even these guys are tough.
Let's go now!
Yeah, I'm not fighting you guys. Wait, is this keep out? Can I go in here? It's a hideout. I can't even go there, what? Alright guys, I don't want to fight you. But I will. Where did that come from? I just heard like there was another werewolf there? A werewolf thing? Maybe I can sick it on them. There it goes. Come on. Come follow me. I wonder if they'll fight each other. Yeah, they will. Cool. All I gotta do is just watch. My money's on the werewolf. Well, they're pushing it back though. It's a close fight. I'm just gonna pick up the bones. Man, he tore him a new one. And you're dead. He's like, oh.
I cannot enter.
Yeah, this is a dangerous place. Why does it point me to go up here though? Oh, that's how they got down there. Okay. Wait, it magically opened now? Maybe once he defeated those guys.
Whitechapel. This neighborhood is linked somehow to the kind Lady Ashbury's blackmail. First, let's find this Petrescu fellow.
First, let me find my hideout.
Fuck you all! Fuck it all! Stop it now, Albert! Stop it!
Find and talk to Dorius. Where am I at? I am, wow, okay. I want to get to this hideout.
This is despicable.
Num nums. Those rats taste so good when you're thirsty.
It's locked, all right.
Well, as a vampire, can I just go somewhere? Alright. We got a ring. What can we do with that ring? Well, we're getting close to the person of interest that we gotta talk to, so let's just do that. I guess the hideout's kind of far away. Or is it? Actually, is it close by now?
Its effectiveness has been proven by many. Even the flu is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Good evening, miss.
Good evening, sir. Are you interested in a miraculous cure for this unknown and deadly epidemic?
Actually, I am.
Then you have come to the right place. The famous Swanborough cordial is all you need to help keep you in perfect health.
Oh, really? Why didn't I hear about it during my studies? I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Ah, my brother has spoken of your research, sir. I'm Loretta Swanborough, and it's always a pleasure to meet a fellow healer.
How does she not get,
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital?
killed in this dangerous
I'd like
area?
to know more about her.
I don't like to talk about competition.
Competition, you say?
Never met her, but it seems she provides some sort of medical care to the poor. The whole thing has to be some sort of scam, if you ask me.
Okay.
Goodbye, Miss Swanborough. Perhaps we'll talk again.
We'll talk again. Let me find Dorothy first.
What do you want? Leave me alone.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I'm looking for Nurse Dorothy Crane.
There is no Dorothy Crane here. Now goodbye.
I'm afraid this medical leaflet says the opposite, sir.
Really? Well, I'm afraid I'm going to close this door right now. Go bother someone else, Mr. Doctor.
To enter that house, I must discover who this man really is. Maybe I could start by observing what he's up to.
Investigate. Okay, I gotta investigate that guy.
No one's there. I cannot enter.
But the guy's right there. So what, he went out from the back of his house? They're in cahoots.
The strange man was at the door with the pass for our medical facility. I refused him entry.
Darius, how could you know he didn't need our help?
His clothes were too finely tailored to be for Whitechapel.
Perhaps just a friend of that stray poet who is always about.
Richard Nithercott? No, not of the same cloth, this man. I suspect some machination from that journalist.
Clayton Darby. Is he still asking questions?
Yes. I saw him drifting around St. Mary's Church. I swear he is tracking me just downwind.
It's locked, all right. I must talk to that journalist or the poet. They must know about Darius. Nearby the church they just mentioned.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
There's a lot of characters in this game. That's kind of cool, but let's talk to the ones at hand. Wait, this could have been the journalist.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you.
Another journalist? I didn't answer the first one, so piss off!
I'm not a journalist, I'm a doctor.
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare breed in this part of town.
Really? But still, here I am. Dr. Jonathan Reed, at your service.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service, sir.
Have you heard of a nurse named Dorothy Crane? She's a colleague of mine, and is supposed to live around here.
Dorothy Crane? Yeah, I know her. One of the few good souls who dare to help the sick around here.
Could you please tell me more about her?
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants. I offered to give her a hand, but she said my reputation would attract too much attention.
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson.
So she's a nice lady then. Let's talk to this guy. I don't know who he is. Maybe he's the journalist.
Welcome, sir. Please take a browse of my wares.
I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind.
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Have you heard of a nurse called Dorothy Crane?
Nurse Crane? So the bitch really is a nurse then?
What?
Always thought she was just some crafty foreigner, that one.
Yes, she's a nurse, and quite a good one. What did she do to gain such notoriety?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Oh, okay, so she's actually a good lady.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Lewis.
That's, where is Clayton?
Forgive my interruption.
Do not apologize, my son. Father Tobias Whitaker is always happy to teach mortals about the incoming Armageddon.
I think I see the journalist.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed, and I just have a few questions.
I can see him in the background.
You are much more lost than I thought, my son.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy Crane from the Pembroke Hospital? I'd like to know more about her.
I don't like the liberal ideas of nurses, but I especially abhor that Nurse Crane you mentioned.
Why do you hate Nurse Crane more than other nurses?
Before coming to London, she was a member of the communist resistance in her country. That's what happens when you let a woman get involved in politics.
Alright, so I guess they don't like her, but I mean...
I've heard enough for tonight. Goodbye.
Not for any legitimate reason. This looks like the guy right here. Notepad.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
I'm afraid one of the nurses from the Pembroke Hospital may be involved with unsavory activities.
Ah, could it be Dorothy Crane?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious. Never goes out. Doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
He has no relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nithercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nithercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Alright, so we gotta find this other guy behind the church. Find the mailbox and the letter. And the plot thickens, so to speak. What kind of creature of night is this? Where did they all come from? I can't even get through. He's got me trapped. Another one dead. No, I guess they don't give you experience. There's really no point in defeating these guys. I was checking now. What's all this stuff? Stay at home, the influenza. Maybe these guys are just sick, not not vampires. The guy should be around here though. This is behind the church. Is that him? Yeah, that looks like the guy. He looks crazy enough.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu? Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Alright, so we checked on him.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Find the mailbox and the letter. I guess it's around here. What's this? Flower bouquet with a voucher for free medical checkup hidden between it. Camellia. Is that her?
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Instead of a doctor, I see more of a
tall stranger who meets a girl in the street
of a detective.
at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly.
She's just not talking.
Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever.
Yeah, it didn't even work. Maybe she really is mute.
I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Very well. Goodbye then.
Oh, she's good. There it is. There's the mailbox. My dearest, most beloved children, I'm so sorry you've not heard from me. A war against poverty and against injustice. Oh, he's from Romania. So we had kids that he was writing to, but then he tore it up and he didn't mail it?
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Alright, so now I gotta go back to his house or his area. Now we know a little bit more after doing this detective work. You might as well call me a doctor and part-time detective.
Cheap price, good quality. Come on, take a look. Don't be afraid.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Yes, he let us in.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go across the courtyard and take the stairs.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation, sir?
I am Darius Petrescu. I'm here to keep snitches and spies away from Dorothea. And I also run this little print shop.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius? Why does she trust you?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about the country we left.
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against your enemies.
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied, Darius. Tell me more about it.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again. But I fought for Romania all my life, and I will until my last breath.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
Do you have any family left, Mr. Petrescu? Children or grandchildren?
Who knows? I have abandoned my people for so long, they might as well be dead. As dead as I am for them, I suppose.
True.
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but thank you, Dr. Reed. I appreciate your trust.
This war won't last forever. Did you ever think of returning to your country now it's free?
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of better times to cherish.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give out our medical leaflets.
Are you not worried for her safety?
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever, too. If only I had met her when I was younger.
Are you in love with Camellia, Mr. Prochescu?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Who is she, really? Do you know where she's from?
She's not from around here, that's all we know. Camellia is not even her name. It's her favorite flower.
You say she has no close family?
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Really? You didn't tell me that.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane?
Like myself and many people in this area. Dorothea is from occupied Romania. That's all you need to know.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to hear of Whitechapel's misery. Dorothea is one of the few doing something about it.
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is
okay,
an
that's the same
angel.
one.
She volunteered to give out...
I have no more questions for you. Alright, let's talk to Dorothy. Take the steps, he said take, maybe, yeah, it was this one. There's actually sick people here. And here I am stealing these 5 shillings. Probably donated to Dorothy.
Razvan, control yourself. Calm. I need help.
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Razvan Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
What? A water? I think he just opened his
I need
lungs.
to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor.
Trichosteopery? I don't even know what that is.
He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor.
As a vampire, doesn't seeing all this blood get him, like, thirsty? Or riled up?
He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you alright, Doctor?
I can't see.
Yeah, I knew it. That's the vampire in him taking over. There's all that blood.
I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
I think he's dead. Cardiac massage effort.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes,
Epinephrine.
Doctor.
I don't even know what that is, but it sounded better than a cardiac massage. Did I save him? No, I think he's gone.
We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but... I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
So maybe there was no way you can save him. I think he had to die either way. No matter what I chose.
I doubt you're here to test my bedside manners. I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
So, the end justifies the means. Is that your defense?
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty. Nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
You will forget about all this. Oh, I can charm her. Spare. I look away, but you resign. Embrace. I'm ending this right now. Can I embrace her later?
Nurse Crane, there is no question that the work you've done here is extraordinary, but
I'm
this
sorry,
dispensary is incapable of coping with the outbreak. It's only a question of days before the situation at hand will overwhelm us. I cannot allow it. It's my duty to put an end to this immediately.
I didn't know if maybe later on can I have
I'm not ashamed. I did what was right. For in the end, I saved lives and you took them. But we had so much in common, Doctor. Don't you see that?
Interview with the Vampire. Like the movie? And I got a small key. Report to Lady Ashbury. What is the key for? So she knew Richard and this guy. But what is that small key? Somewhere around here. That's the shelter key. Is it this? Probably used to open a small chest or trunk. Yeah, in the next playthrough I won't I'll let her live. Treatment for the headache. There she is. If there's any side quests accompanying her, I won't be able to do them now or complete them. Uh-oh, what's happening down here?
Oh, this one stinks already.
Letter to Nurse Crane. She had a sister. All the things you learn about these characters. Wait a minute. Nothing to see here.
There's safer places to be than here. Step away!
And I agree, sir. I am leaving the premise.
See them fancy clothes? This one's a top!
What?
This one's mine!
How do I get out of here? I wonder if I can talk to this guy again, though. I don't think he's gonna.
Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Dr. Reed. Come on in.
I don't think he's gonna want to know that Dorothy is checked out. Maybe I can embrace him too already and just collect the XP. The antique figure of Vicrolacus. Exploration in the Mediterranean Isles. It does not decay. Oh, that's the origins of vampires.
It's locked.
This district is getting pretty
Yes. Do you need some help, Mr. Petrescu?
I am very tired, but that is all. I don't need you, Doctor.
He has bronchitis. Treatment for bronchitis. Cure with. I'll get him a treatment.
Well, if you feel all right, that's fine.
Or should I?
Goodbye, Mr. Petrescu.
This guy has bronchitis. Does it say that over here? Oh, he has the cold. He has bronchitis. So if I cure him, then he'll give me more. Wow, she gave me a lot. Oh, that's Camilla. She was only 27 years old. She looked a lot older. I don't think there was anything. This is her social circle, so. Alright. Let's go back. There's no fast travel. I think that was one of the complaints about this game, right? I believe this is the way. Yeah, this is it. I remember coming through here.
Human blood. Whoever left these marks did so deliberately.
Hit it, boy!
The what? Alright, can I skip these guys? I'm not even near their level.
Trust the leech, boys!
This is a setup. Alright, there was no way I was prepared for that.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked me to look for you.
So my father actually worries about me then? Okay then. Come on in. I'm Harry, by the way. Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
Where's this guy? Is this where the hideout is?
It's locked, all right.
Professional vampire hunters? You have no chance.
So, may I ask you a few questions?
I'm not bothered. What could be worse?
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time. If only I could be tough, like... Well, you know.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things. That's all I have to say.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the first place. It was my father's decision. And look around you. Does this look like a nice place to live?
You have a roof over your head, a place to call home. Many people here are not as lucky, you know.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. But I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
If life here is so terrible for you, why don't you just leave this place?
Yeah, just leave.
Have you ever spoken to your father about it?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things. Bloody and frightening things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the epidemic?
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed. It's the living I'm afraid of.
Well, he's not doing much living.
Do you need any medical help, young man?
Yes, I do. I feel so tired. I don't know if it's the epidemic, but everything seems so hard.
You'll feel better with this. But you need to get a grip, young man. Medication alone won't cure melancholia.
I'm not sure I'm happy with the idea of living long in a world like this. But I thank you for your concern, sir.
He won't give me much. He's recovering. Alright.
Goodbye, young man. Take care of yourself.
Alright guys, I'm gonna end the video here. And we'll pick it up next time. Thanks for watching.